Kim Kardashian and Kanye West have been making the headlines recently. Kanye because he's got a major milestone in his career, getting 10 million sales for his record Stronger. And Kim Kardashian, who hosted Saturday Night Live yesterday night and absolutely slayed it. There have actually been some rumors of the two getting back together, and in this video I'm going to talk about the implications of if they end up in an on-off relationship, not only because they're people of interest, but also to gain some insights into our own relationships to see if we can improve them. If you don't know who I am, my name is Sermed and I am a doctor working in London. I answer all your health questions and suggestions, and if that is something you're into, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell notification to all so you can join our growing community. Welcome. Make sure to keep watching this video to the end because I will be sharing a powerful resource there that you don't want to miss out on if you're interested in this content. As I'm sure you're aware, Kim Kardashian filed for divorce from Kanye West back in January, and since then they have been spending more and more time together. Rumors started out that they could be getting back together when Kim Kardashian turned up to one of Kanye West's listening gigs wearing a wedding dress. That's right, you can check out the clip there. And she's holding on to her West surname, as well as Kanye being pictured leaving a New York hotel with her when she was on her way to hosting the SNL show last night. So why did they break up in the first place? If you weren't on the scene back then, I'll just give you a quick recap because it's important to understand how that would affect them getting back together. Now, Kanye West is known for being an eccentric character, and that's part of what makes him a good artist. But he, over the years, has maybe taken it that bit of a level too far, and it seems as though that was too much for Kim. Some examples were when Kanye West went on the TMZ show and said that slavery was a choice for African American people over the 400 years that they were enslaved. We'll take a look at that clip.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Also, the fact that he urinated on his Grammy Award and wants to change his entire legal name to Ye. Some people just say that this is Kanye being Kanye and he's doing this to keep his name in the media, but you know, Kanye West does have bipolar disorder. As part of bipolar disorder, you can get manic episodes which give someone, you know, delusions of grandeur, sometimes kind of an overemphasized sense of self-importance and self-worth, you know, thinking that you're divine, have divine powers. I've mentioned this previously when I've talked about, you know, potential diagnoses that Britney Spears could have in a previous video. If you're interested, go check that out there. Now look at this clip from a 2018 interview with David Letterman where Kanye is talking about what it's like living with bipolar disorder.
It's like a sprained brain, like having a sprained ankle. And if someone has a sprained ankle, you're not gonna push on him more.
So as a result of all of those actions, you know, while being married to Kim, you know, he'd been married for 7 years. So she'd stayed with him through all of that time. They had 4 kids together. You know, it was just too much for Kim Kardashian, you know, including, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back, I think, was when Kanye said he was going to run for president. And she thought that he was prioritizing himself over his family duties. At that point, a source close to Kim basically said that she's tired of being laughed at and getting caught up in the backlash of Kanye's actions. And you know, looking at her most recent SNL performance, she did actually poke a bit of fun at Kanye. So take a look at this clip, which kind of backs what they were saying.
Talented, legit genius who gave me 4 incredible kids. So, when I divorced him, you have to know it came down to just one thing: his personality.
So you could ask the question, so what? You know, let's say they get back together, who cares? and fair enough, but they would end up in an on-off relationship, which is also known as relationship cycling. Now, there was a very interesting article published in the 2013 Journal of Social and Personal Relationships by Venom and colleagues. Ironic name to be called Venom when you're talking about toxic relationships. But what the paper said is that actually 30 to 60% of young adults have a relationship experience where they had broken up and gotten back together with someone. And essentially that could be a red flag, or it could be a healthy procedure to help you get the next step in your relationship. So how can you tell the difference between the two? Because it is quite important to tell the difference, because when you get it wrong, this paper in the journal has shown that when they surveyed over 800 people, they found that those who ended up in relationship cycles were less satisfied with the relationship, less trusting of their partner, more likely to break up again in the future, and also greater uncertainty about where the relationship was going. So you don't want to end up in that cycle. It kind of becomes something that's toxic to both yourself, and it can spill into other avenues of your life as well. And that can affect your physical health. And obviously I'm a doctor, I'm interested in, kind of treating the person as a whole. And so it's important to me that you have healthy and happy relationships for both your physical and your mental health. So things that could be reconcilable with the breakup are things like distance, things like kind of situations, differences in wants that change over time. Like, let's say you were in a long distance relationship and you decided to part, but now that distance has gone, and so you've reconciled your differences. But in this situation with, let's say Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, obviously Kanye has a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. It makes him do impulsive things. That hasn't changed and it won't change. So if you ask me, are they going to get back together? I would say, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure. But if you ask me, has Kim Kardashian thought about getting back together? I will tell you definitely yes, because we as people always question our actions. And not only that, but we always tend to want what we can't have. Now, there's another really interesting paper published by Parker and colleagues back in 2009 in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology. And what they did is they took over 100 women who were single, and they showed them pictures of who the researchers took as their dream man. In half of the group, they said the dream man was single, and in half of the group, they said that he was in a relationship. Now, it was very similar photos, and controls were matched for, and they found that for the person they said the dream man was single, there were only 59% of women who said that they would actually want to pursue that relationship. But the man who was in a relationship, 90% of the single women said that they would pursue that relationship. That is an excellent example of how human psychology works, that the more exclusive, less attainable something is, the more we tend to want it. And that is also what fuels like luxury brands and the prices around, like, let's say Chanel or Rolex. Even when the actual physical good itself may not have that value, it's more the scarcity that provides it. Even diamonds work in that way. So Laurel Steinberg, who's a PhD in psychotherapist in the United States, basically says that we have to be very cautious about on-off relationships where there are irreconcilable differences. And I wanted to give you this warning and hope that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West can both live a happy life. Maybe they can find a way. Maybe Kanye West could change his behavior, possibly. I'm not sure, but either way, I hope this video helped you. If you are interested in learning more, there is a very good book called Games People Play, The Psychology of Human Relationships by an MD called Eric Byrne. I'll drop a link in the description below, so check that out, and hopefully you did find it useful. I really appreciate your support, and we have absolutely been killing it on this channel recently, so thank you to each and every one of you for just watching and, more importantly, giving your time. If you have liked it, press the like button below, since I don't know you like it if you don't tell me, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.